Hello friends, welcome to my channel. In today's video, we'll be discussing some of the important questions for front-end developer. So whenever you are going to appear for front-end development, so the interview starts with basic question, and as soon as you start giving answers or the interviewer becomes comfortable that you know the basic concepts, then slowly it moves to the some complex question. So again, it starts with like variable declaration. So what are the different ways through which you can declare a variable? So if you talk about JavaScript, we have let, we have var, and then third is your const. So the difference between let, var, and const. So const cannot be reassigned, let can be reassigned, var can be reassigned. Then scope, let and const are block scoped, while var is your function scope. So this is very important that you should understand the basic difference between these three variable declaration. Then we have a very important term called hoisting. So hoisting is a very important concept in JavaScript. So while compiling your code, hoisting makes sure that this concept makes sure that all your variable declaration and your function declaration, they are put on the top so that they are available for the program. So involves moving variables and function declaration to the top of their containing scope. So it is done while when your code is being compiled. So hoisting is also very important. Then we have inheritance. So object inherit properties and methods via their prototype chain. So each object possesses a prototype. So we have this inheritance concept also in JavaScript. Then there is a very important question, this keyword. So this keyword, whether it is in C++, C or JavaScript, it always refers to the object. So this refers to the current context or object in which function is executed. So it always points to the object that executed this function. So in the method, this refers to the object it's called on, and in a regular function, this refers to the global object. So it always refers to the object. Then we have another question called promises. So right now, the implementation in JavaScript is asynchronous, so that we are not waiting for one task to complete then move to the next task. So in order to implement asynchronous operations, we have the concept called promise. So this asynchronous is implemented using function callback. So we have a function within a function. So that callback function waits for the execution. So this callback function, since it is still in a running state, it's still working in the background, so it doesn't have any value to return, either value or error. So instead of returning any value or error, it just returns a promise that I will return something, whether it will be an error or it will be an value. Because right now in asynchronous, it doesn't wait for the execution to be completed. It just puts a callback function. This callback function only returns a promise. So promise means that I promise you that I will do something. So either the promise will be accepted or rejected, whether I will be able to give you something or not. But at this point, since I don't have any value, I will only return a promise. So this promise is very important concept in implementing asynchronous concept in JavaScript. Then we have another important thing that is called callback hell. So again, asynchronous operations, they are implemented using callbacks. So it's a function callback. There is a function within a function that makes sure that whenever there is any result, it will return to that particular function. So it's not a variable, it is a function callback. Now callback hell means when there are a lot of nested callbacks. So in that case, it's very difficult to execute that. So that becomes a hell. So callback hell or a pyramid of doom occurs due to nested callbacks, making code hard to read, and then use promises or async await. So In order to implement this asynchronous operation, we have lot of things. Now we can use async and await. Through that looks like exactly the code looks like a synchronous operation, but it works on the background. We have promises. So basically, in order to remove callback hell, we can use this promises and async and await, so that like we have single call to make sure that we have one particular function for one particular callback. Then we have some frameworks that are being created using JavaScript, but the main thing is that you should be fully aware with the JavaScript concepts. And right now, whether it is Node.js, React.js, more emphasis is on asynchronous. How asynchronous concept is implemented using callback. Then what is event loop? So again, in event loop also, since it is asynchronous, it doesn't wait for that execution to be completed. So the moment we get a promise, that particular function, callback function, it is put into an event loop, and then it moves to the next one. Next function also, it returns a promise, it moves to an event loop, and then this way we are able to implement this event loop concept and asynchronous, so that whenever there is a value, this promise now returns a value, and then that value can be returned. So it doesn't require the full page to be freeze or something. The moment we are getting the values, those particular functions, they are able to get those values and then make all those calculations, or if it wants to display something, they can display it. So this is all about front-end development JavaScript part. And again, basic thing is like you should be aware of promises, callback, event loop, hoisting, then how JavaScript work. Then in that case, like what are the different frameworks. So we'll be discussing some of the major frameworks in our upcoming videos. If you like this video, please like, share and subscribe, and thank you for watching this video.